If your vehicle's steering wheel has turned stiff or hard to turn, it could be because your power steering pump has failed. In today's video, we'll be showing you how to replace your old worn out power steering pump for a brand new one to restore your vehicle's functionality and get you back on the road. So the first thing we need to do to gain access is remove the front air snorkel, and now this will be held in by two T15 screws and then two push clips here at the bottom. Now on my vehicle, I just keep zip ties in place, that way I can easily remove and install this part because I do a lot of maintenance. So let's go ahead and cut off that zip tie, and the push clip can simply be removed with a plastic pry tool. And now from here we can simply pull the front air snorkel out of place, and this gives us access to remove this larger back one that's connected to the air box. And now to remove this, it's very simple. Just use your finger or a flathead screwdriver to lift up these retention tabs here, and we can pull off the rear snorkel from our airbox assembly. And now what we need to do is remove the airbox from the engine bay. And so to do this, we'll simply remove the two 10mm retention bolts that are held in here. And then our throttle body intake hose will be held in by two band clamps. All we need to do is remove the front one using a flathead screwdriver or the appropriate sized socket. And now we can simply slide off the mass airflow sensor with a flathead screwdriver. And then we'll have to wiggle back and forth a bit, but our airbox assembly should slide straight out of the engine bay. And now here's our old worn out power steering pump on our vehicle. It has failed, and that's why we can't turn our steering wheel anymore. There's no leaks coming from it, just simply over time, the internal mechanisms that draw in fluid from the reservoir bind up and stop working, and that's how you lose your power steering on your vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and remove this pump and put in a brand new one. And our power steering pump is driven by our serpentine belt that you can see routed along the front pulley. And so what we'll do is use a T60 socket inside of here and then turn the tensioner clockwise, which is downward. So we're going to put a ratchet in there and pull downward. And what that's going to do is relieve the serpentine belt off of the power steering pump pulley. And then from there, we can simply pull the belt off. And now with the belt loosened, let's go ahead and start removing the actual power steering pump. The first thing we'll have to remove is the fluid feed line, and it's held on by a non-reusable clamp. So we'll have to use some wire cutters or something to actually break this clamp free of the silicone hose. Just be extremely careful not to actually cut or damage the hose, because then we'll need to replace it. And at a later step, we'll actually replace this. That way we can easily remove and install this part in the future. And now with that clamp removed, we'll simply slide back the fluid feed line. Just be sure that you have a cup or a drain pan located underneath the car. That way it can catch all of the fluid that will come out. And now before we start removing the screws from the power steering pump, we'll actually have to remove the pulley because there's a couple that are hidden behind it. And this is very easy. You can do this step with the serpentine belt on. It actually makes it a bit easier, or just simply hold the pulley with one hand and then use a 14mm socket to break these bolts free, and they shouldn't be held on too tight. And now with all three of those bolts removed, we can simply wiggle the power steering pulley back and forth to remove it. Now do note that 99.9% of the time, this pulley will break upon removal. From years of it being held on and from it being made of a brittle plastic material, there's no way to really remove it without it cracking, no matter how careful you are. So just have a new pulley ready. You can see to remove it, I had to use a wrench on the backside to actually start to lift it up because the plastic has bonded on to the metal portion of the pulley. And from all the dirt and debris that's caked on, basically it conjoins together, and it's very hard to actually remove it without it breaking. As you can see, the top portion here is completely broken. There's a whole chunk missing, and you can see again that the middle part that I was telling you about, the plastic has bonded to the metal material from the pump. So it's going to break no matter what. Just have a new pulley ready. And upon removal, you can see this thing is absolutely shot. It does crack over time, even from you not noticing. There's so much dirt and debris and grime that build up back there. And you can see that my factory power steering pump is absolutely coated in what looks like oil from the previous owner not fixing a valve cover leak. So again, just replace both of these parts at the same time, because there's no way we'll be able to reuse this old pulley. And now this is a great time to actually replace this seal right here. I think this is actually called your brake vacuum pump seal, otherwise known as your engine block seal. I forgot the exact name of it, but it can actually be replaced if you just remove the tensioner from the vehicle. Removing the tensioner is literally one bolt. It's very simple. And so yeah, while you're in there, you can replace it. So I went ahead and actually did mine. but I'll have a video for that in the future. But now we can start by removing the 5 T40 screws that are securing this pump into place. And this is the setup that I recommend you use, is a very small ratchet with a 1/4 inch socket and then one of these T40 bits placed inside of it, and being extremely careful not to accidentally strip this bolt. Hold everything in place and then loosen off the first T40 screw here in the front. And then you will have another T40 screw on the back side located right next to it. So just go ahead and break that free, but don't fully remove these screws just yet. And with the back two loosened, let's go ahead and start removing the front one. So here's the first one that we can start to loosen off. Then we'll have one more right here up top next to the mounting plate of the pump, and another one here at the bottom. And now all we're doing is breaking tension from these. We don't want to fully remove them just yet because we want them to actually hold the pump in place, because using a 22mm wrench, we actually need to loosen off the main banjo bolt. And you can see this is how I have mine oriented. We have the mouth of the wrench slid through on the banjo bolt, and then the rest of the wrench right here. And just be careful, you don't want to accidentally nick your radiator. So what you can do is place a big piece of cardboard here. That way, as you're loosening or tightening, you don't accidentally slam the wrench into the radiator. And now remember, this bolt is upside down, so you don't want to accidentally twist this the wrong way. To loosen this bolt, you actually want to push the wrench towards the vehicle. And then as soon as you break the tension free, you should be able to just simply hand loosen the banjo bolt from the bottom. And be very careful not to accidentally lose the metal crush gasket, because we can reuse it if we don't have a replacement one handy. And so you can see on top right here, we're going to simply slide off that crush gasket into our hand. And you should be removing the banjo bolt as well as the crush gasket. And now we can continue to actually remove all of the 5 retention screws that we loosened to begin with. And after they're all removed, simply give the power steering pump a few wiggles, and it should slide straight out of place from the bracket, and our old power steering pump is now fully removed. And now guys, this thing is absolutely shot. It is in horrible condition. You can see that it has years of grime and oil and sludge all coated on the outside of it, and it's just very overdue for a replacement. The previous owner probably had a valve cover leak. You can see that there's oil coating the entire outside, and it looks pretty shot. As well, the spinning mechanism right here that the power steering pulley attaches to has a lot more play in it than it should. And so because of that, we're replacing it for a brand new one. And so overall, these things fail because the internal mechanisms and gears and teeth just simply give out, or the diaphragm that's actually supposed to keep everything vacuum tight ends up giving out, and the power steering pump just stops doing its job. So let's go ahead and compare this to our brand new one. And here's our new power steering pump that we're installing on the vehicle. Link down below for this. This is an OE type equivalent, but I think it was a bit cheaper than the factory one. This thing is absolutely brand new. It has all of the covers still on the plugs and the hose lines, and the spinning portion of the assembly seems way more tight. There's no play in it, and overall this should restore my power steering to being back to new. So let's go ahead and install this on the vehicle. And again guys, you can see that the diaphragm right here behind the spinning portion should be vacuum tight, no cracks, no breaks in it, because if you've been experiencing surging on your power steering, it's typically because of that front diaphragm portion has broken. And we'll slide off the first plug cover right here, and we can see that the lip to this hose is in brand new condition. Then we'll simply loosen off this cover here that our banjo bolt installs inside of. And now remember, this is the old power steering pulley that we did take off the vehicle, and we obviously can't install it onto the new pump because, I mean, it's completely broken. And so a nice upgrade that most people do is while they're in there, you can replace the power steering pulley with a nice lightweight metal one. And what this is going to do is basically give us a durable solution that's never going to break. And if we ever have to remove it again in the future, we don't have to worry about it snapping off and breaking into pieces. It's kind of a one and done upgrade. So you install it once and you never really have to do it again. All of the teeth are the same distance and grooving as the factory one, and has the same exact mounting points while also being pretty lightweight, especially for a metal component. So this is a great upgrade that you can do. Link down below for where you can purchase your own. But let's go ahead and start installing the new pump and and pulley. And so we can simply slide in the new pump the same exact way we took out the old one, and then just simply hand thread some of the screws into place to hold this thing up. And you want to kind of go in a star pattern, that way everything can install properly. So install those 5 retention screws in the same exact way that we removed them. Just be sure to go in a star pattern. And you don't want to torque any of them down just yet, because you want to have a little bit of play to this pump, that way you can wiggle it back and forth to line everything up. And then once you have all the screws threaded in, now we'll start to torque everything down to spec using our T40 socket, again going in a star pattern. And now the screws should torque down to about 15 to 16 foot-pounds of torque. And then after all 5 of those screws are fully torqued down, we'll get our banjo bolt and thread it through the feed line. And then be sure that you put that crush gasket on top of the banjo bolt. So you should have it all sandwiched in this order: banjo bolt, feed line, and then the washer on top. Do not put the washer on the actual banjo bolt. It goes on top and mates to the power steering pump. And now we'll simply slide our 22mm wrench onto the banjo bolt. And then since we pushed towards the engine to loosen the bolt, to tighten it, we're going to push away. So you're going to push towards the radiator, and that's where having that piece of cardboard up front to protect your radiator comes in handy. So make sure that the mouth of the wrench is fully threaded through, and then push firmly to about 22 foot-pounds of torque on the banjo bolt. And now it's time to install the power steering line that we removed in the first place. And remember, we kind of destroyed the one-time use clamp that the BMW came with. So we're just going to use a simple generic band clamp that we can easily remove and reinstall in the future, and slip this over the power steering line, and then torque this down using a flathead screwdriver or the appropriate sized socket. And now once the line is fully installed and all of our 5 power steering screws are in place, our banjo bolts tightened down, now we can slip our new metal power steering pulley onto the pump. And it's kind of hard to line this thing up, so just use a camera or a phone flashlight so you can kind of see what you're working with, and slip on the pulley to where it lines up with the holes on the mating surface of the pump. That way, once everything's lined up, you can simply thread the screws through, and then we'll hand tighten on those 3 screws as much as we can. And now after that, we'll take a socket to it and tighten down all 3 of those screws in a star pattern until it's fully tight. And now it's kind of hard to tighten down the pulley with the hand tools because you have the belt removed. So you have to hold the pulley with one hand while you're tightening with a socket using the other hand. So a simple trick that you can do is slip on the serpentine belt. So reapply tension back to the serpentine belt tensioner using that T60 socket. Slip the belt over and route it properly all throughout the system. And now with that new tension, you should actually be able to torque down those 14mm bolts on the power steering pump pulley. Now with everything nice and tight, we're simply going to refill our system using the approved CH11S power steering fluid for this vehicle. And now once the reservoir is completely full, we're simply going to power on the vehicle's engine, and then you're going to turn the steering wheel all the way to one side, then all the way to the other. That way we can circulate the fluid into the actual system. So just keep giving it a few turns all the way one way and then another way, and keep topping up on power steering fluid as needed. And that right there is how you replace your vehicle's failed power steering pump for a brand new one to get you back on the road and driving in no time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. And if you want more helpful BMW videos that'll save you time and money, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks again, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.